Happy Friday, people. Happy Friday. You are here with Kylie, Australia's emotional eating coach, and I'm here to empower you to take control of your relationship with food. Create a body and a life that you love because you get to do it all deliciously on your terms. On your terms. If you're joining me here live, throw me that emoji in the comments box. Let me know that you're here. And to all my replay watchers, sending you so much chocolate-coated love because it is Friday. It is Friday, people, and I'm very, very excited. It's the end of the week. I've got so many fun and exciting things coming up this weekend. Every day's fun, really. Every day's fun. So I want to thank you to everybody who's dropping on here live. Throw me an emoji in the comments box. Let me know that you're here. And to everybody who has been joining me this week, I want to thank you so much to everybody who's been liking, loving, and sharing. Thank you so much, because today we are diving right in. Oh, Irasha's here. Thank you, babe. We are diving right in because I want to end the week with a bit of a power. It's not going to be a smackdown. It's not going to be a smackdown, but I want us all to take a reality check about how we think this journey is supposed to unfold, right? Because here we are now, 6 days in, six days into the brand new fresh year. Thank you so much. Karen's here. We've got Karen. Thank you. Hey, how you going? 6 days into the new year, and so many of us are already feeling like, messed it up. Throw me an emoji like a cry face or something if this is you, right? Because this is what we do. 31st of December, woo, fancy promises, right? We are there with those fancy promises. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I am never going to eat one skerrick of sugar come January 1st. That sugar is out the door. Oh, I'm giving up alcohol, cigarettes, whatever, right? Oh, it's all over. You're making the fancy promises and you're very certain it's going to happen as you guzzle down the last of the champagne, stuff your face with chocolates and puff the last few cigarettes, right? Because you are certain and you are determined that come January 1st, that stuff will be out the door. Out the door. But what I want to ask you is, how's that working out for you? How's it working out for you? If it has worked for you so far, throw me some emojis. Karen's got some really cool emojis and some laughing emojis there. Throw me some emojis in the comment box, because the fancy promises, they are all fabulous. In the moment, they're fabulous. They make you feel very motivated, very empowered. And when the time comes to actually run the race, it's not so much fun. Not so much fun. So here's what I want to talk to you about today. First of all, you know me, right? I've got some angry faces coming through. Is that because it's not so much fun when it comes time to actually fulfill what you had set out to achieve? So first of all, you know me. You know how I roll. Australia's emotional eating coach. I do not endorse making the fancy promises where you be all like, I'm never going to eat sugar again. I'm never going to drink again. You know, it's all over. It's all off. Any person that I speak to, anyone, whether it's a client, whether it's, I work with Hollywood celebrities, I work with stay-at-home mums, and I can tell you from every single range on the scale, no matter who I talk to, it's always the same thing. The minute I tell myself, they say, the minute I tell myself I can't have something, I want it real bad. I'm like, of course you do. Of course you do. Restriction, deprivation, telling yourself you can't have something. Has it ever worked for you in the past? Because it isn't going to magically start working because it's the 1st of January. It's not going to magically start working just because a date has flicked over on the calendar. You are not a different person today to who you were yesterday, unless you decide to be. Glenn's joined us. How are you going? Yeah, what? No fun in my fridge anymore. Oh, you must have cleaned out all the foods that you didn't want to be having there, sitting there, luring you with their magical powers. And I can tell you what Glenn's saying here. I used to be convinced that chocolate had a Wi-Fi connection to my brain. And I didn't know how to turn it off. I didn't know the password, so I didn't know how to turn it off. If there was any chocolate in my house, it would just be like, Kylie. And it would call me, I swear, up and down the other end of the house. And I could just hear that chocolate calling me. It had a Wi-Fi freaking connection to my brain, and I did not know how to make the disconnect. I didn't know how to switch it off. I'd be pulling out power plugs all over the place. Was not working. It's all a mindset gig. So when we talk today about how you're going to achieve things in your life, now let's just clarify. So as I was saying, it's got a little distracted. I do not endorse cutting things out of your life entirely. That's a ridiculous promise to make to yourself. It's just stupid, right? Because it's going to set you up for failure. Now, if you have done that, I'm not saying you're stupid, because we all do this. We all do it. But it is not a wise decision to make. It's not a wise decision. It does not work. It doesn't work, people, because you will want to rebel against such strict rules like that. Nobody, not even an animal doesn't want to be put in a cage. Is that very, do you feel free and open and expansive when you tell yourself, I can't have chocolate ever again. I'm never going to eat sugar again. I'm never going to drink. I'm never going to smoke. It doesn't make you, and smoking different, okay, different because unhealthy. So let's drop that example. But when we talk about the food, the minute you tell yourself, I'm never going to eat any of this stuff again, you're going to want it real bad. Not just a little bit, like, oh, I would fancy a little bit of chocolate. No, you're going to want to eat 45 kilos of this stuff because you feel like you can't have it and you shouldn't be having it. So it's going to send you crazy. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. If you have got these experiences, if this has been you over these last few days, throw me an emoji, like give me an emoji hand and go, yeah, me, it was me. I did the fancy promises, right? There's no shame in your fancy promises game. There's no shame in our fancy promises game because we're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're trying to achieve something. We're trying to be better, bigger, bolder, grow, right? We think it's a good thing that we're doing this. But what I actually wanted to talk to you about today, was when you do and you are ready to achieve something in a way that works, right? You do have to understand that there is a method to it and it's very, very simple. You just got to get up, show up, and never give up. Never. You're going to get knocked down in life, no matter what it is that you're trying to achieve, no matter who you're trying to be, no matter what you're trying to do. People are going to knock you down. That's what we call here in Australia. It's called tall poppy syndrome. That's what we call it here. You might have heard of it. And it's basically like the minute somebody starts rising above the rest, then you come along and you cut them down, right? Because the smaller poppies, they don't like it. When there's a big, beautiful poppy that's rising above the rest, they don't like it. And they cut that thing down. So they start saying mean, nasty things. Things are going to drag them down. It's people's attempt to drag you back down to their level instead of them being inspired by you and raising themselves up to their level. It's too hard. People don't want to do that. It's too much work. So they find it easier to start saying mean, nasty, manipulative, cruel things, try and drag you down rather than raise themselves up. They try and drag you back down and you will see it. Tell me who's got those people in their life that every time you say something that's really great that's happened to you or you've achieved something, you've done something, you've experienced something that excites you, they come along with some like snippy, snidey comment and you just be like, oh. Or you hear people talking about you behind your back. That's tall poppy syndrome. You cannot let that dictate your choices. You cannot let what other people are actually saying or what you even think they're saying, because we would just be real reality check. Most of the time, they're not saying a thing. You think or you're worried, what are people going to say about me? What if they say this about me? Who cares? This is your journey, yours and yours alone. And the only person who gets to decide how it rolls out is you. And I say this from a two-pronged approach, right? The only person who gets to decide how it rolls out is you. So you get to decide every single day, okay, who am I going to be? How am I going to live? And what actions do I need to take to make that happen? You also get to decide every single day from the opposite end. You're going to raise yourself up higher or you're going to keep yourself down low just so you don't upset anybody or rock the boat. No. You have to decide what is more important to you. If it is more important to you to live your life at a squashed down level where everybody else is happy but you're miserable, go ahead. If it's your choice, it's okay. It's not right or it's not wrong. It's your choice. So that makes it purely your choice alone and that makes it right for you. However, if that is making you feel a little uncomfortable, a little painful, it's not a lot of fun to live there, then set yourself free. Get up, show up, and never give up. When things knock you down, when people knock you down, when you knock yourself down, okay, you eat too much food, you get disappointed in yourself, you have a choice. You're going to stay there. How long are you going to stay there? What is the point of staying there? When you do stay there, how long is long enough before you deserve to raise yourself up again? Give yourself another fresh go. You can do it. You can do it any time that you choose, but you have to decide you're worthy. You have to decide you're worthy and that you are capable of more than you're currently giving yourself credit for. So this is what I want to end our week with today. I said it was not going to be a smackdown, didn't I? Clearly I lied. I lied. It's a massive smackdown. Massive. Coming at you for Friday, for the close of the week. It's our Friday smackdown as we head into the weekend. These are your 3 words. Get up. If you have let yourself, if you feel like you have let yourself down this week, now we're still in our very first week of January. We make the fancy promises. If you feel like you have let yourself down, get up. If you feel like you just couldn't cut it and you don't deserve to succeed, show up each day. And let me tell you something, people. Let me tell you something. If you think that what you want is going to magically materialize in front of you in 4, 5, or 6 days, that is delusional. You got to show up day after day after day until you finally see the results that you want. So let me know if this has helped you. If this has helped you today, please do go ahead, like, love, and share, because you hear me say, this is the gift that you can give me. I show up here every day, right? As I say, I get up. I show up, and I never give up. I show up here every single day. And the gift, if this helps you, if this motivates you, inspires you, gives you a reality check, right? And helps you to progress in your journey, the gift that you can give me back is to share this out, with your community, because as you take ownership of your life, you give somebody else the power and the permission to do the same thing. So I want to thank you. We've got Ashley here. How's it going? It's so awesome to see you all. Rulers here. Thank you. It's been a massive smackdown today. But it's a smackdown with love. You know me. I'm not a nasty cow. I promise. I'm not a nasty or mean person. But sometimes we need that reality check because we think things are supposed to be a certain way. And when they don't roll out like that, we get a little disheartened and disorientated and we get down on ourselves. But I want to tell you, it's not right. It's not. And at any second, you can choose and make a fresh start. So if you haven't seen this from the beginning, please do go back. So I'll wrap it up. Please do go back and watch it from the start, because this is a very empowering message today and you need to hear it. Here we are, first week of January. If you feel like you've messed things up already, because this was going to be your big clean slate, this year I'm going to get things perfect. It's going to be so different. It's no different to how it was this time last week, okay? You're still the same person. You're still living in the same place, right? Everything around you is still the same. A flipping over of a calendar is not a freaking magic wand, right? It's not a magic wand. It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper, right? Well, these days, it's a tap on our phone, right? It's not a magic wand. It's a tap on your phone. It's a flip of a page. It's a piece of paper. It's not a magical wizard. Harry Potter doesn't appear and make your whole life change in like when it's stroke of midnight. We're not Cinderella. Come on, wake up. Wake up. You got to get up, show up, and never give up. The only person who can make the long-term and permanent change is you. And it will take more than 2, 3, or 6 days. You have to decide, are you in it for the long haul, or are you just looking for that fancy calendar, flip of a page, I want the magic solution? Because one will get you results. The other one will keep you in a permanent cycle of pain. So if you've liked this, if you've loved this, if you needed this, please do go ahead. You can give me the gift. Go ahead, like, love, and share it out with your community. As I say, when you step up and step into your power, giving yourself permission to be all that you are, you give somebody else permission to do the same thing. That is how we create global change. So I want to thank you for the likes and the loves. Thank you to everybody who's sharing. This is so funny. Ashley's cracking up laughing. Yeah, she's gone, you're definitely not a nasty cow. I love the smackdowns. Yeah, thank you. And sometimes we need them because it's, here we are. I could give you a happy little let's skip through the daisies message because it's January. Let's go. But we need this. We need a reality check. And that is what today is. Yeah. Yeah, you got to put it in and get the results, Glenn's saying. Exactly right. Lana, how you going, babe? It's so awesome to have everybody here. So thank you to everybody who is commenting. Thank you so much for the likes and the loves. Thank you to everybody who is stepping up and sharing, because like I said, it's just not about us. This is how we can reach out and impact other men and women who are also in this same, the same position, the same predicament. It's not fun. It's not a fun place to live when you feel disempowered. So again, I want to thank you very much. if you have liked this, you can jump on board Sexy Motivation, kyliepax.com/sexy motivation. You'll find the link right up above. That is how you can get more of this. I promise this is not all massive smackdowns like this, but it is exactly what you need to be able to create the life and the body that you want. Ultimately, break up with emotional eating, create the life and the body that is sexier than a hot fudge sundae. You know how we roll. So I want to thank you again. Thank you so much for the love hearts. And I'm wishing you all a fabulous weekend. Fabulous weekend. I will come back and play with you again next week. If you have any more, to all the replay watchers, please do go ahead. Send your questions, post your questions and comments below. I'll come back and play with you all later because the only person who has the power to change your life is you. But you got to get up, show up, and never give up, because when you do those three things, that is when you've got what it takes. Send you all big love. I'll catch you next week, sexy people. Until then, bye for now.